Oh God, never heard that before. Right, now this is just a little short session where I've got two of our successful theory test learners who now actually have the gold dust of tests actually booked for them, which most people seem to be struggling to get at the moment. But they both passed the theory test a couple of weeks ago on the same day. Which was a bit spooky. I don't suppose you didn't do it both at the same time, did you?
Don't think
I don't think so.
It's the sort of thing where you turn up and you don't expect to see anybody else, and you know you're not looking for anyone. But yeah, so now Holly, you passed the multiple choice with a really good score of 48 out of 50, only to be outdone by Jasmine, who then went and got 49 out of 50. We don't know what Jasmine's hazard perception score was, and she's probably not going to tell us now, because Holly, you scored this incredible 71 out of 75.
I don't know how I did that.
I'm going to try and find out in a minute.
Yeah.
Right. First thing I'll just ask you, obviously you've used Theory Test Pro. Let's just put on screen just so people can see what that is. So there it is. It's a program that we give to all our learners, and you can practice multiple choice. You can practice hazard perception. It also has a highway code on there. Within the multiple choice, you've got lots of different practice topics that you can go through. And within the hazard perception, again, there are a lot of 60 odd practice clips that you can do, most of them now with the CGI graphics that I used in the theory test. So there's, I think there's best part of 100 clips in there altogether. And each part of it also, if I just scroll down, you can do mock tests for both the multiple choice and the hazard perception. So that's what you two have been using. So we don't need to have that on the screen anymore now. Can I ask you, was that the only thing you used, or did you use any other apps as well?
I had the highway code book as well, but I mainly just used the Theory Test Pro because I found it more useful.
Right.
Yeah, that was the same for me as well. I also had the highway code, and I'd only use it if I didn't really understand a question on Theory Test Pro. Then I could revise that certain bit and then get the questions.
That's interesting to know that that's what you've done, because there obviously you can get apps that go on your phone as well. So it's great that you've actually both of you been using that really. Now, can either of you remember when you started using it in earnest, rather than just dabbling with it? Because both, it's the middle of May, you both did your theory test. I don't need an exact date, but roughly how long before the tests started looming large?
Well, I mean, I started when I was first put onto the app, but then I didn't have a theory test book till January. So I started properly using it in January, and then it got postponed, and then it kept getting postponed. And then before the day I actually did it, I think I started using it for about 2 weeks, doing mock tests every day.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say sort of the same thing. I did a little bit here and there when I first got put on the app, so I sort of got through the content a bit, and then as I got closer, I used it more regularly and did mock tests and stuff.
Right. Okay. So sort of 2 or 3 weeks beforehand where it really started becoming serious. That's good, because I know there have been 1 or 2 people who have done it a week or less beforehand, and funnily enough weren't as successful first time round. So I think that sort of time period is quite useful to know that. Did either of you find either the multiple choice or the hazard perception parts easier to get on with and master more than the other one?
I'd say for me, the multiple choice was a lot easier because you had like hundreds and hundreds of questions and you could just do it anywhere. You could be waiting, I don't know, for a train or just in your house, whatever, and you can just do these questions. I think for the hazard perception, it does take a little bit more time and a bit more focus. So yeah, that's for me, the multiple choice was the easiest one.
Yeah, I'd say the same, because the multiple choice, you can just sit there wherever you are and do it. But the hazard perception, and because it goes so quickly and you've got to make sure you're right on the time. But yeah.
Yeah. And also with the CGI graphics, you do get some rather strange walking methods and people just strolling straight across the road without, I don't think anybody normally walks from behind a van without having something of a look. Whereas, and I remember one of those clips, there's two girls walking across and don't even think about looking to the left when they emerge from behind a van. So yeah, I suppose it's getting used to it. And also working out when the hazard is starting took a bit of time.
Yeah.
Right, one other thing I just want to ask you two in particular, because of your backgrounds with your athletics and taekwondo, and having already, both of you, got a fairly regular routine with that, with your training, did that help you to settle into a routine with the theory test pro or not?
Yeah, I'd say so. Because I'd have my set training times, which is generally every evening or a few days off, and then so I'd set myself a bit of time each day to just focus purely on theory test practice. And I'd be quite busy usually, so I'd have to kind of fit the time in when I could. But I generally was able to find about half an hour each day to just practice.
That's good.
Yeah, because obviously, because like you've got lots going on in the evenings and everything when you're training, it just sort of helps you get into a routine of working out when you can do things, because obviously throughout school you've had to do homework and stuff, so it's like the same sort of thing, just working out how to slot it into your daily routine sort of thing.
Yeah, thanks. I was thinking along those lines that two people who've got that sort of discipline already in another area of their lives probably find that quite easy to do that sort of thing. That's great. That's mostly what I wanted to talk about. Because the other thing that you can do with this, can't you, Jasmine, is you can track how long someone's been online for. And you did have this wonderful 23 hours in one day when supposedly you were on there.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what happened there.
And I'm pretty sure you've just stayed logged in
Yeah.
just to try and impress me that you did that much in one day. Because it did total, Holly, yeah, I think it showed that you'd spent about 450 hours doing it. Whether you'd left it logged in at any time or not, but I'm afraid Jasmine totally outdoes you there, because she apparently was on for over 900 hours.
I definitely wasn't. Wow. I'm not really sure. I must have left it running in the background.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I don't think I'd want to spend that long doing something. Anyway, well done, both of you, with that. And I'm ever so glad we've actually got some tests booked for you, albeit goodness knows how long ahead. We'll look into that to see what we can do to bring that forward. Okay, so I'll just